Alrighty guys, welcome back to the SCDU podcast. This is episode number 2, part B, where we are reading out listeners' questions that they wrote to us. Big shout out to everyone that wrote in. If you don't hear your question today, you will definitely hear it in the part C. Okay, so we're going to separate this episode up into part A, part B, and part C, just so we can get through everyone's questions and we're not sitting here for 45 minutes speaking on the same topic. So, like I said in the past, we're going to keep these episodes short and sharp just so you guys can listen in, on the way to school, on the way to footy, driving around on the weekend, checking the surf. We want you guys to stay engaged and get the kids to learn a little bit with the questions that were submitted to us and the answers we have to give. So thanks for listening, guys, and let's get this one underway. So the questions are submitted. We've got more from Lindsay, Mav, and Gracie and Ando. Okay, so they've written in quite a few questions, but this one, jumped out at me because a lot of people wrote this question, and that was tips on how to pick the right surfboard. Now, because everyone's a different shape, different size, a different age, different, surfing abilities. Surfboards are extremely individual for that surfer. So I'm going to release a video on the SCDU info sessions on our Instagram, surfcamp_down_under, where I'm going to explain how to pick a board for a beginner, how to pick a surfboard for an intermediate surfer, and things that you might want to, keep in mind when you are at a shop or having a look at a surfboard, from Marketplace or anything like that. So stay tuned with that one, guys. We're going to release an info session video on our Instagram. So thanks for writing in, guys. Gave me the idea, and we heard it from a lot of our listeners. So let's move right on to the next one. Now, this one's from two absolute legends, that is Bridie and Bodie. Okay, two guys that have been surfing with us for years now. We love seeing you surfing. We love seeing your smiles. You guys are just getting better and better, and you guys have the best attitude in the water, and we love seeing you out there. So they wrote, how many countries have you surfed in? And I like this question because it got me thinking, and then it started playing these memories in my mind about all the different spots that I've surfed in different countries, and it just made me feel really good. So I want to ask everyone out there listening, have a think about which countries you've surfed in, how many you've surfed in, and write into us and let us know, because we would love to hear it as well. So my magic number is 9 countries, which I'm pretty happy about. I've surfed in Australia, New Zealand, I've surfed in Fiji, Samoa, Indonesia, England, France, Spain, and Portugal. So 9 countries in total, and I don't know how many spots that I've surfed in. That would just, that'd be crazy to write that down. But when I answered that question, I was thinking about all the great sessions that I've had with all these different people, and it just made me feel good. So thanks, Brides and Bodes, for writing in. That one was one of my favorite questions for sure. And then this one from Miller Thorburn. I love it. She goes, did you ever have another profession planned before knowing the surf industry was for me? Now, I did my work experience through high school, and I did teaching. I wanted to be a school teacher because I love helping people. I love being around people, and I thought that I wanted to be a school teacher. It wasn't until I did my first few days as a surf coach that I realized that I really enjoy putting the teaching aspect to it as well as the surfing aspect. And when you put those together, this is what you get. So I'd be a teacher for sure. I love helping people. It's my biggest passion. But I also have this super interest in videography, filming stuff, taking photos, making video edits. So if I wasn't a teacher, I'd probably be doing something in film and photography as well, because I absolutely love that. Thanks for the question, Millsy, you legend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying your long weekend. All right, now this one's really cool. And this is a 4-part question because there is 4 siblings in this family, and they're all champions. Shout out to the Cranston crew. How are you, team? I hope you're doing well. And I'm going to start with Milo's question. She wrote, how do you pick the perfect wave? Now, when I read this was I felt like this was a good opportunity for me to explain that, a perfect wave is different for everyone. My perfect wave is different to your perfect waves. Your perfect wave might be different to your brother's perfect wave. So the biggest piece of advice I would love to give all our listeners out there is make sure you stay in your own lane. Okay? When you see the surf conditions, ask yourself, are they suitable for me? I love it when people push their limits, but in a safe sort of way. Don't go out when the waves are huge or dangerous or dumpy or sucky or barrely if you're just learning. Okay, wait for the tide to get high, wait for the swell to drop, or if it is really big, go check another corner, like a protected little cove where the waves might be not so big and dangerous and sketchy. Okay, so my biggest piece of advice for this question is, please choose surf that's suitable for your ability level. Okay, big one there. But how do you pick a perfect wave? What I notice is with beginners, all right, they'll sit there and they expect the wave to come straight towards you. All right. Whereas you'll notice the experienced surfers, they might paddle towards the wave, which might be 10 meters. All right. You might paddle to the left, to the right, depending on where the wave's peaking up. So make sure you keep an eye out for those little things as well. Or just come and join us for a holiday surf camp again, Milo, you legend. We'll get you a perfect wave. The next question is from Oscar. And he wrote, how long have you been doing Surf Camp Down Under for, or SCDU for? And the answer to that one is, my man, is since 2017. So we've been running for 7 years now, and we've loved every single moment, and we're really excited for what the future holds. We're just going to keep expanding our community, doing surf lessons, doing events. We've got some other things in the pipeline that are looking really, really cool that we're excited about. We want to keep you guys entertained on the podcast, on our YouTube channel with our vlogs. I'm not sure if everyone checked out our latest vlog. We took our Great Dane Ockie surfing. She's huge, but she got some really, really sick waves, and it was the most amazing sunrise I've ever seen. So if you haven't checked it out already, guys, check out our vlog on YouTube. But thanks for the question, Oscar. Elliot wrote in, what's your favourite food? Now, I get this one a lot when we're down the beach and we're doing introductions for all the kids. They always ask me, what's your favourite food, Shayno? And I say, chocolate muffins. Now, I don't eat them a lot, but when I do eat them, I absolutely love them, as well as I do a lot of exercise. I am running around like a headless chook. The people that know me do know that I'm not stop moving. This is probably the longest I've sit down all day. But yeah, chocolate muffins are my favourite, but I don't condone eating the whole packet at once, even though it's really tempting. Just eat them when you've done heaps and heaps of exercise. Legends. Thanks for that one, bro. And then we've got one from Cedar, and she wrote, how do you stand up and stay on a board on the waves? Now, we've got a really good thing on our website that's got video tutorials. We'll teach you how to stand up on the surfboard correctly. It's all free. Go to surfcampdownunder.com, and there's a little thing called video tutorials. Or just come surfing with us, Cedar. We'll get you the wave that you're looking for, and we'll get you standing up on the waves for as long as possible. So big shout out to the Cranston crew. You guys are absolute champions. Love hearing from you. Love seeing you down the beach with your mum. Absolutely shredding and having a good time in the sun. All right. The next one is from Sunny Zeems. All right. Corey's little fella. He wrote, who's your favourite surfer and why? Now, I want to do a shout out to Sonny. He scored a 10-point ride in our Ngari Board Riders Club round on the weekend. He was in the final with a bunch of heavyweights, a bunch of rippers, and he got his first ever 10-point ride. He got so barreled, and I was so impressed. The judges across the whole board wrote 10. The beach erupted, and he was lucky enough that I think it was his mum got a little video of his first ever barrel. Now, Sonny, if you are listening, please keep that video for the rest of your life, mate, because when you're old like me, you're going to realize that those memories are so precious, and you're going to really, really want to, you want to keep those moments. So back to your question, who's your favorite surfer and why? I'm going to say this week, brother, that you're my favorite surfer. You're definitely my favorite surfer this week, and you've made me so stoked with that barrel that you got, mate. So big shout out to Sonny. Thanks, mate. This one rolls on to the next question. One of Sonny's mates, his name is Lenny Barlow, Lendog from Yamba. He wrote, how old were you when you caught your first tube? Now, Sonny, I think, is about 6 or 7. I'm going to say that I was maybe 12 or 13 when I caught my first tube. And I'm 100% sure now that I look back on the moment that I probably wasn't even in the barrel. So yeah, I'm going to say 12, 13, give or take. I don't think I was in the barrel, but I claimed the wave so hard thinking I was in the barrel. Probably screaming to my mates, God, I just got barreled. But yeah, I'm sure I wasn't even in it. So thanks for writing in, Lendog, you champion. Now, this one made me smile because Courtney's actually not here with us today. And Kobe and Cash wrote, who's the better surfer between you and Courtney? And this one made me smile because I can say I'm the better surfer because Courtney's not here. But the real answer to this question is depends who's voting, who's the better surfer. I'm sure all the young girls out there listening and that surf with us would definitely vote that Courtney's a better surfer than me. And then I'm sure all the little dudes that we teach, they're going to say I'm the better surfer. So please write in. Let us know on Instagram, through the podcast, even get your mum and dad to text us. Who do you think's the better surfer out of us two? So, like I said before, we're going to keep these short and sweet, but we do have a new segment to these podcasts because we've had a few interactions from our audience, which has been really cool. And there's been 100% vote of kids that have said that they want us to add a kid's joke at the end of every podcast. Now, I'm going to bring out my old faithful and my old favorite. Hopefully you like it, but you don't have to laugh. Trust me, I laugh a lot and I laugh at my own jokes a lot of the time. But my favorite kid's joke is, why did the mushroom have loads and loads of friends? And the answer to that question is because he was a fun guy. He was a fun guy. Do you get it? Mushroom, fun guy. Anyways, doesn't matter. I'm going to look for some better jokes, team, and hopefully get you guys cracking up in the car. We also do a little wellness exercise at the end of every episode. And like I said, Courtney's not here today, so I'm going to throw in one of my own. And this one's one of my favorite things to do. You know, when I'm feeling a bit stressed, a bit overwhelmed, is I just turn off my phone, I shut the TV off or the computer, and I'll just go for a walk outside, okay? It could be down the beach, could be with my dogs, could be by myself, but it's just with no technology. Take them Apple Watches off, guys. Take them off. You don't want to be, noise or beeping messages and all that sort of stuff. Just take a walk in nature for about 45 minutes. And that's our little wellness exercise for the week for, episode 2, part B for the SCDU podcast. I want to say a massive thanks for all the listeners so far. Please hit us with some feedback. We're loving it. And can't wait to finish off the series. Part A, Part B, and Part C. Part C will be dropping next week. Courtney's back in town and she will be answering the rest of the questions for sure. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. Have a great weekend and go surfing. You.